Hello! So we're going to go over the weekly items for August 8th through the 15th. This is the weekly update for the store, right after 5.2 dropped, which brought us Ragnarok here in the event store. He is valued at 3,200, discounted from 4,000. Like, we're ever going to pay 4,000 for him, but they showed that he's discounted from 4,000, probably because he's 4,000. So, 3,200 will get you the nice new fancy-dancy. It's an Outlander, if you didn't read the patch notes. We'll go over him in a second. But the weekly store, for those of you that are familiar with the stream, people constantly come in and they want to see the store. So instead of having to stop what you're doing every 2 minutes to go open the store and show it, we'll just have a link to the video. We'll make it quick, short, sweet. I'll even have an image at the end showing everything on one quick little accessible image. Just like every weekly update, we got our standard items. You got your unlimited epic schematics for 1,000 gold. You got your 10 stacks of 5 legendary flux for 75 gold each, giving you a total of 50. And then you got your 10 armory slots for 25 each. You can get an epic Stonefoot Crash, probably one of my least favorite ninjas in the game, for 1,000. If you want an alternate Hydra, where you can, it's got some different stats. Maybe I'll do a video on it later. But that was the original Hydra before the Hydra came out. There's 3 of them. They're epic. You can buy them, scrap them for schematic XP. You can evolve them with legendary flux, or you can just leave them. You got wall spikes. Both of them are 600. Both of them are epic. A lot of people that are new to the game aren't high level. They'll buy the epic survivors to fill their survivor trees out. Or if you're looking for survivor XP, this is another quick little small way to just pop some. You buy it. You recycle it, you get survivor XP. Standard. Storm shards, Eye of the Storms, lightning in the bottles, hasn't changed forever. Epic flux, pure drops of rain, same as always. As of a couple weeks ago, they started adding the rare perk up and the uncommon perk up. The rare perk up comes in stacks of 90. There's 5 stacks for 200 gold. It's a total of 450 rare perk. Then you can get stacks of 65 of uncommon for 125 gold each, giving you a total of 300 uncommon this week. Shock Specialist Aishi. Wow, the English today is hard. So he's actually one of my, I enjoy playing Shock Specialist. He's uncommon. I can't imagine anybody ever wanting to buy an uncommon and rare flexing him, epic flexing him, and then legendary flexing him up to legendary. I feel like the amount of flux you used for that, I mean, maybe you would, because I think I'm sitting on thousands of epic and rare flux. So maybe you could do that. You could do that. He's kind of cool. Totally different than the Teddy style that everybody seems to love. The Shock Tower, if you drop it in a cluster, does way more damage than a single target Teddy. But if you're out in the open, not so much. But he's still fun. He's fun nonetheless. And then we get our 10 stacks of 200 reperk, giving us a total of 2,000 reperk. So that's at least 2 reperks of perks on your guns. And then for the weekly coins, 700 each, we've got the triple tap. If you guys haven't tried it, it's actually pretty fun. It's not overpowered, doesn't have piercing, but it's not bad. It's not bad. If you like burst weapons, that's a killer sniper rifle. And then ceiling zappers. If you do not have a ceiling zapper, I recommend you pick one up. Traps are the most powerful thing in the game. The zapper could be used at the end of your kill tunnels for that final killing blow. They hit harder than any other ceiling trap. But it's single, they say single target, but if guys are like elbow to elbow, it chains between them inside the tile. It will not chain outward, and if they're on the other sides of the tile, sometimes it doesn't hit both guys. But the other cool trick currently, if you're watching any of my traps going through wall videos, currently this still shoots down through. So if you put a ceiling and then a slant, and you put this on the ceiling, any husk that walks underneath the slant will get hit from the zapper. So if you don't have that, that's cool. That's definitely cool. Let me quickly look at Ragnarok for those of you that are interested. He's an Outlander. Look at him. Look at him. The Dark Viking is the actual class name, and I know for the rest of eternity, all you guys are going to call him Ragnarok. Let's say in like a year, next year, that we get another couple Dark Viking heroes. You guys are still going to be calling him Ragnarok, just like UAH. We've got 3 Urban Assaults. Come on, guys. Come on. And 4 different Headhunters. Now I've confused some of you already. Anyways, Focused Acquisition, standard for Outlanders, increases chance to find double loot, loot llamas, blah, blah, blah. He gets Shock Towers, cool. New ability, Seismic Impact. It costs 40 energy. The cooldown is 15 seconds. He punches the ground, causing it to rupture, knocking back medium-sized enemies and dealing 0 energy damage. They call it energy damage. They give it a 0, which makes me wonder if you can add energy damage to it. But then if you were to add like 20% energy damage from Reclaimer, 20% of 0 is still 0. So I'm not sure why they included this in here yet. I got to play with it to figure out what's exactly happening here. But it happens in a 2-tile line, so out in front of you, that conforms to the world, which tells me, can you, like, if you've got a cliff and you got a tile down here, can you hit the ground here and it's going to go down and here? I don't know. We'll have to find out. It's kind of cool. So basically a knockback. He's got a big knockback with no damage. Fault line. Seismic impact's cooldown is lowered by 6 seconds. So now it's a down to 9-second cooldown. Seismic impact stamina cost reduced by 15. So now it's 25 energy. That's 4 of them in one energy bar. But again, you've got a cooldown. Anti-material charge, so he's a puncher. Increases the travel distance of anti-material charge, so he punches as far as Striker, it sounds like. I could be wrong. I have to go back and look at Striker, but I think that's the same one that Striker has. Reduces the cooldown of anti-material charge by 5 seconds, so he's going to be able to punch almost as fast as Striker. Anti-material charge can be charged up by holding, so he can charge like Striker. What? In the zone, like every other Outlander, after 5 hits, you get the bonus pickaxe damage. Seismic impact returns to its original impact location. So I'm reading this correctly. He hits the ground, a kind of like, what is it called? Like a, I don't know, just an eruption out of the ground, goes out, surges forward, and then surges back. Okay? Increases the damage of anti-material charge by an additional 150 against enemies. Guys, sounds like, what does he do? He runs in, he ground pounds, and then punches them. So you hit the ground, charge up, hit. Does it stun? This is Theorycraft, and I've never even played it. Seismic. It just knocks him back. Knocking back medium enemies dealing. So they're not stunned, so they could, but they're still gonna be walking toward. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. It seems very unique. Bonuses. Anything new? Punchy. Increases blunt weapon damage and impact by 6%. This will grow as I evolve him to a 3-star. So this will probably get to 12%, if I remember correctly. That's not new. I don't think. That's an old one. Move Your Creep is an old one. Decoy periodically damages enemies within the attraction radius. I actually, if you watch the stream, I've showed how terrible this actually is. There's much better tacticals. And unlike, so some of us have the mindset coming from other RPGs where damage causes aggro, so like there's that mentality, it doesn't. And then the damage is so, you might as well be smacking them with a wet noodle with this thing, dude. But if you like it, cool. It's also super obnoxious visually, but a lot of people still run it because it's extra damage. No, terrible. Stonefoot, if you're curious, is a kicker. It's just a kicker. Shinobi, Smoke Bomb, Manta Sleep. Deep Pockets reduces the energy of Smoke Bomb. Increases damage of swords, axes, and scythes, which is cool. So straight up for 24% damage, which is kind of like assault damage for soldiers. Crescent Kick. Shadow Stance. After defeating an enemy with a melee weapon or edged damage, the ninja enters Shadow Stance for 4 seconds. And Shadow Stance, if you guys don't know, reduces damage by 15%. Actually, damage resistance, blah, 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 same thing. And then your Manta Sleeps are cheaper energy-wise. Kickback reduces the energy cost of Crescent Kick, increases the stun time of Crescent Kick. So energy reduction, stun time increase. Throw-in stars increases the duration of Smoke Bombs. Double impact on the Crescent Kick. So she can stun almost everything for 1 second longer, and she can Crescent Kick a little. It's just cheaper. Like I don't see any purpose of this ninja. But yeah, so she Smoke Bombs and she kicks, and she's got 24% extra melee damage with swords, axes, and scythes, but not spears. Let's pop back over on Ragnarok really quick one more time. I know has nothing to do with the weekly items, but it's brand new this week. So Ragnarok, if it's anything like Cobalt Commander, and for those of you that don't know who Cobalt Commander is, it's Carbide. When they brought him in, when you leveled him up, evolved his stars, he actually earned the armor like you do in BR with the character. Since this guy is the level 100 character in BR, and he evolves his armor, technically if we go look at him, he doesn't look like he does in the picture. And I'll show you the evolution steps if they follow the same path. I can't verify that this is correct yet, but you'll see it anyways what I'm talking about. Alright, so here it'll give us, it's going to cover it up a little bit, but it'll give us a good example of his evolution process. There are 6 steps because the 6th step gives him some kind of like energy or glowy stuff, but there's 1. 2nd evolution gets a chest piece. 3rd gets more hair and a shoulder piece. 4th gets a cape. Gets the helmet, number 5. And then number 6 is the eyes glowing. Boom. There you have it. So I don't know if we'll get the full 6th effect in Save the World. But, yeah, that's the evolution. We'll do it one more time. Pow. 2. 3. 4. Oh, look at that. I'll probably be rocking 4 since I don't think I'm going to level them up. I leveled up Cobalt to max level just so I could get the whole thing unlocked. But I don't play him because he's a 5-star 50. So, probably stick with level 4 on that one. Okay, so here's the image recap of all the items in the weekly store. I'll timestamp it in the description below for anyone that wants to quickly come back and look at it. Anyway, that's it for this one. Next week's should be shorter, hopefully quite a bit shorter, since I spent a good chunk of time looking into the Dark Knight. As a reminder to all of you, if you are looking for something to do in the late evenings, I go live over on Twitch every night, usually between the hours of 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are looking for non-toxic, taxi-asking, knock trading, pyramid building players, then our channel is something you need to check out. Seriously, come check us out. You can find it over at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi. And with that, I'm out. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye now.